Hello everybody, welcome to a new series. My name is Pangoduck, of course, and we're going to be playing Immortal Empires. Yay, beta. It is beta. Don't get too excited, but no, it's pretty feature complete. I've seen a lot of people saying they're having a really good time with it. We might run into a few bugs. I don't really expect to though, and nothing game changing, that's for sure. So, without further ado, there's not really much else to say.
In the name of Magnus.
Okay, definitely nearly just changed my entire plan and picked Karl Franz after looking at him. But it's very nice to have all of these races available, isn't it? Oh, it's so good to see them all in Warhammer 3. There were quite a few options I almost picked. You already know I'm going to play Belegar. I nearly picked Snitch. And the reason for that is he's starting in the middle of Cathay. There's a lot of lords with new starting positions, and indeed Belegar himself. No, that's not Belegar, you dummy. Where's Belegar? He's actually starting in the same province, but in the south side of it. We do have some other enemies that are going to be more involved with us in this campaign compared to how it would usually be. We do have Scrag, the ogres, starting just over here near the border princes. Of course, Khorne is in the Badlands, I believe. Yep, he's just hanging out there, Scarbrand. So he's definitely going to be impacting our 8 Peaks push. Even things like Grimgor. Grimgor is like much further away than he would normally be to the Badlands. So it's going to be a completely different dynamic. I don't know how it's going to work out. We will see. But basically, I just wanted to play dwarves. I was really excited about every race. And then when it came down to it, I thought, I really want to play dwarves. Now, a lot of people are playing the White Dwarf himself because he has got his own faction now starting up there near the Dark Elves. I will definitely be giving that a go at some point. But I have opted to start with Belegar. I think it could be a fun one. So, I will stop talking absolute rubbish and let's get on with it. There is a lovely lore tab for every lord now, which is a good read as well, actually. So I recommend that, but I will not bore you to death reading it out. Nothing really changed for dwarves in the sense that we're going to have grudges, we're going to use the underway, heavily armoured units, strong leadership, a variety of deadly war machines. And of course, we've got our Oath Gold Forge as well. To the faction then. Upkeep plus 50% for all units until Carrick 8 Peaks is recaptured. That will of course be our main goal, to go and capture 8 Peaks as soon as we can. We start with the 4 Clan Angren Ancestor heroes, who are of course all ghosts, all ethereal, very nice. We have a unique building chain when we finally get to 8 Peaks. And we also have leadership plus 10 when laying siege or encircling. Very good. Belegar himself then, he has his mighty Oathstone, also quite interesting in the lore if you want to give that a read, if you're a huge nerd like I am. But mechanically, that is going to give us melee defense plus 24 on demand and expert charge defense as well. He is a siege attacker. I'm not really sure why that is, why he personally is a siege attacker, but that's fine. You know, he's going to have extra damage against gates and stuff. Leadership when fighting greenskins, ogres, and Skaven plus 10, and vanguard deployment during all underway battles for every army in the faction. That could be really nice. It means we feel a little bit safer potentially in the underway against certain opponents. Maybe like, imagine Wood Elves, right? Imagine you're fighting Wood Elves. I know I'm boring everyone to death, but too bad. It's my video. You're in the underway. You're fighting Wood Elves. They've got loads and loads of archers. You've got to walk your slow-ass dwarves all the way towards them while being shot. Unless you've got a lot of artillery, of course. It feels terrible. But with Vanguard deployment, you're basically already on them from the beginning of the battle. And that is a huge game changer. Now then, I think that's it. I think we're also... Oh, while we're here, let me show this off. Really nice. We now have a unit and spell browser. You can just go through all the factions and look at their units and stuff and the spells before you begin the game. Absolutely love that addition. Campaign settings then. Last thing before we start, we are going hard campaign difficulty and hard battle difficulty as well. I'm hoping it won't be too bad. A lot of people have been losing their campaigns. Obviously, this is going to be my first experience with a campaign. And I promise you, the moment I'm done recording, I'm going to go and start my own off-camera campaign and binge it to death. But I haven't tried this out yet. We'll see. If we lose early, I hope we won't, but if we lose early, we'll just go again. I'm honestly not bothered. I'm just here to enjoy the game. As for the endgame scenarios, I don't really know a ton about them, but I have watched Creative Assembly made a video about these and put it out. So I've loosely watched it once and have a general idea of what each of these do. I recommend the video, by the way. It's quite good, quite informative. I'm not going to change any settings, all default. The sea lanes are going to be enabled for traveling from one side of the map to the other, and everything else is going to be default. So, what's that? 5 minutes of me yakking? Let's get to the map, shall we?
Long have I fought and suffered for my people.
Okay, so I know that those very short intros are probably just a product of it being in beta. I kind of like them, though. I do. I must say, Belegar's, it feels like he's supposed to have a second sentence, but there's a lot of lords who I actually really like what they say, and then you just go straight into it. I like that. You just drop straight in. None of this long-ass kind of, intro with the narrator dude. I'm here for it. Anyway, there's a nice message here from Richard Aldridge, the game director, about the beta and everything. Recommend reading that if you're playing for the first time. I'm not going to bore you with it now, so appreciate that. And we have our first grudge. Capture and occupy Carrick 8 Peaks. Well, obviously. Win 5 battles against the Crooked Moon for another grudge. We will get a Master Rune of Spite. We won't bother looking too closely at the rewards just now. And 5 battles against Clan Wars as well. So our 8 Peaks competitors. Alrighty then. Let's have a look at the mechanics and stuff, just as a bit of a refresher. I'm going to take my sweet time and soak this all in, I just am. So obviously our money and our income. Our grudge severity, the more grudges we have in our great book of grudges, which currently we have 3 we just saw, that is going to increase the severity of grudges. And as we do, we will get debuffs, but also buffs as well. But obviously, generally, we don't really want to have crazy high amount of grudges. Try and keep those low. Oath gold will be earning over time, and we will spend that at the forge. Oath gold can be used along with trade goods sometimes to get better items. To forge weapons, armor, talismans, enchanted items, character runes, which are dwarf-specific extra items, which are really cool. I really like those. And indeed, banner runes, which allows us to get access to banners to buff certain units in our armies. And of course, we can also recycle items to get some stuff back. Very, very good. Finally, for us at the top there, we have got the Carrick 8 Peaks. Well, currently debuff because we do not control 8 Peaks. So we are playing? Well, not playing. We are paying all of our troops 50% extra upkeep, which is, of course, one of the biggest problems with playing Clan Angren, the biggest challenges that you face. So, we've looked at the Forge, we've looked at the Great Book of Grudges. As for the tech tree, nothing super new here. And I don't have a ton of experience with Clan Angren, but my feeling is the economy is where you kind of get kicked in the nuts, in the early game especially. So, rather than going for these kind of ranged unit buffs, recruitment cost reductions, and then buffs to ranged units damage, etc., and the melee unit recruitment cost reduction, and then melee attack and melee defense for melee units, melee, range. Stop saying those words. Rather than doing that, I am going to be going for the Khazid subsidies, which will allow us to get 5% extra income from the settlement buildings. It's not great, but it will go up to 10% with the next step. I am going to do it because money's going to be tight, and then I'm probably going to come and grab this control +1 as well, which I know is not thrilling. But public order and money is going to be a problem, potentially, especially in the early game. So that's my plan currently. Diplomacy, I'm going to wait until after we've had our first battle and stuff before I go into that. It is going to be important, though. Obviously, we've got greenskins in our face, but we'll be killing them relatively quickly. We've got other dwarves up here, but we've got wood elves who sometimes kick off. We have got Skaven Blight here with Ikit Claw. That's going to be nasty. I believe Aranessa, the Vampire Coast Lord, is still here and will be pushing up. She will hate our guts. And while we're going to be friendly with the Border Princes, Scrag is probably going to kill all of them. And suddenly we'll have ogres on our doorstep as well. So diplomacy is going to be important. I would kind of, in my initial thoughts, and I don't know how it's going to work out. Obviously, I want to be friendly with these dwarves. I want to be friendly with these dwarves. And I actually want to probably be friendly with most of the Empire as well. And if I can get away with it, I wouldn't mind getting the Wood Elves on side. Then we can kind of ignore this area to an extent. And we can go this way, worry about Scrag, maybe our southern border as well. That's my feeling. Finally then, well, finally before we look at the units, our objectives. We do have 4 missions, the 3 grudges, and the immediate threat, win 2 battles against Broken Nose. These are Broken Nose, so obviously this is going to happen pretty quickly. And we'll actually be given the opportunity to confederate with Carrick Herd. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I have tested this because I saw this and wanted to see what it was like. And I will get back to that in a moment, why that's relevant. Victory conditions then. We can go for the short campaign victory. We need to destroy the Mutinous Gits, the Crooked Moon, and the Clan Moors, obviously our 8 Peaks rivals. Control 8 Peaks, and then raise, loot, sack, or occupy 30 different settlements. That will give us the short victory. We can stop there if we want, or we can keep playing. And if we do keep playing, we will have hero capacity +3 for all hero types, which is pretty good. Just for free. I like that. If we go for the long victory, obviously do everything in the short victory and actually do 70. 70 settlements and keep our grudges down as well. We've got to have our grudge severity no greater than 9. It's currently 22, just with 3 grudges. So essentially, I think that's going to mean we only have like 1 grudge that's not been there long. I don't know. If we do pull that off, again, we can stop or we can continue. And if we do continue, hero recruit rank plus 10. So every hero we will recruit will start at rank 10 or maybe even more, depending on what other things we have in play. Finally, the domination campaign victory. 272 different settlements occupied, looted, razed, or sacked. Oh my. And then we get campaign victory and we are donezo. I don't know what we're going to do, like long term. Obviously, I typically just play until I get fed up. But we're definitely going to be going for 8 peaks anyway. We'll probably try and go for this short campaign and then we'll see what we're doing. Right then. On to the lads. Belegar. I must say, I do like this new UI. Well, I know it's not Immortal Empires new, but the Warhammer 3 UI very much. Being able to see all of our magic items and our ancillaries very easily for the Lord. And not only that, being very easily able, to see abilities without any hassle, without it being kind of obtuse. Really, really like that. It's encouraged me to read a bit more. Even like stuff like this, just being very readily available. I realized it was on the unit card. But I didn't really ever read this stuff properly in 1,000 hours in Warhammer 2. I didn't actually know that it blocks having a shield, at least I don't know whether that's just the silver level or what, but having this shield in particular blocks 55% of all small arms missile fire hitting from the front. Didn't know it. 120 armor is obviously quite a lot for Belegar. He is a very bad man or bad dwarf. The Mighty Oathstone we've already looked at. Revenge Incarnate is a short-term not toggleable, activatable one-time. What am I even talking about? It's just an ability that has a cooldown. Sharp Pango, which will give us massive damage increase and melee attack skill as well. Melee attack, of course, basically being accuracy, our chance to hit. He is a siege attacker, so he can attack city gates and stuff. We did talk about that. I don't know why he's a siege attacker, if I'm honest, but that's me being a noob, I guess. Obviously, every dwarf is going to have mountain and snow attrition immunity. Expert charge defense is going to negate all charge bonus of enemy units charging him. Encourages nearby units, of course, because he's a lord. That's going to keep everybody's leadership up. He can hide in the forest, all dwarves can. And wounds. Now, wounds, I've never seen this before. I think it wasn't in Warhammer 2, but I could be completely wrong. If our hit points are below 25%, we're essentially going to deal less damage and be slower, which is perfectly reasonable. Quite a good way of doing things, I think. I don't think that was there previously. I could be wrong, though. I don't really know, do I? Missile resistance and spell resistance, 15% and 25% respectively. Pretty good. Everything else, I think we already know from looking at the pre-campaign stuff. Okay, jolly good, Belegar. What else are we starting with then? Some hammerers, of course. Armor piercing, two-handed weapons. They do have decent armor as well, but obviously no shields because they've got a two-handed hammer. They're going to be very nice for flanking. Of course, miners are kind of the budget version. Much cheaper, kind of crapper. They have, well, we can compare there. If I mouse over, you can see the green numbers being how much better the hammerers are. The hammerers have an extra 1,600 health, extra 20 armor, extra 12 leadership, blah, blah, blah. Much more effective. But the miners are good for what they do. And they also have Vanguard deployment. And they're good against gates, so that we don't actually have to build battering rams if we have miners, because miners are very good at destroying gates in fortresses, which is brilliant. And the Vanguard deployment can come into play a bit as well. Obviously, dwarves don't have a lot of Vanguard generally, except for us in the Underway, as we talked about. Another unit with Vanguard, though, is Rangers. Instead of us having Quarrelers with Belegar, we start with some Rangers, who, the key point being they have Vanguard, they're quick, they're a dwarf, and they have Stalk, meaning that they can essentially be stealthed until somebody's really close to them in any terrain. They don't have to be hiding in trees, they can be running around, and the enemy can't see them unless they're quite close, which is very good for getting flanks and ambushes and stuff. Right, apart from that, obviously Dwarf Warriors, we don't really need to talk about them. Our standard kind of middle-of-the-pack boys, shielded, decent armor, they'll do a good job. On to, then, the Ghosts. Obviously, they're going to be very similar, so I don't need to go into too much detail. King Lun, of course, is the ancestor of Belegar. I think I'm right in saying that King Lun is the last member of Clan Angron to actually rule over 8 peaks before it was lost. There you go, lore dump.
Ready to do the guild's bidding.
Let's look at our Master Engineer then. very briefly. So obviously the thing with the ghosts is they're going to do magic damage. They have magical attacks, which will bypass things that are protected. You know, things that are protecting against physical attacks, they'll be able to bypass. They also have frostbite. So when they hit, they can apply a slow. He is actually armor piercing in melee and armor piercing in range because he's an engineer. He's got a rifle, of course. He has got the restock ability. I think that was brought in with the Vampire Coast, so he can actually replenish ammunition for ranged units, like 5 times in a battle. And he's got entrenchment, which will force a ranged unit, which can be himself, but he can pick a ranged unit that cannot move anymore, but does way more damage and has plus 20% physical resistance. That's quite nice. Other than that, because he is an ethereal ghosty boy, he has cause fear and cause terror, which is great for trashing enemy leadership. Other than that, nothing really. Of course, he is unbreakable, doesn't suffer from morale at all, can't break. Really, really high physical resistance because he's ethereal. And that's going to be the same for all of the ancestors. And we can actually see here, they have minus 100% upkeep. So they're all free. Enemy hero action success chance is minus 100%. So no enemy heroes can assassinate them or anything. And they give like leadership bonuses in the local region. Really, really nice. Obviously, there's a whole bunch of stuff. We don't really have to go too deep into that for the moment. Very good. Let's put you in the army. And then we can go into less detail here because this is going to be largely the same. Same kind of deal, but obviously a more melee-focused Lord for King Lun. Everything else is the same. Even more physical resistance. 75%. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Really, really good. Of course, they all have their own things as well for embedding. So this guy has training, spread control. But we'll look at that as we level them up. What about you then? Our runesmith, our ethereal runesmith, same things apply. 55 physical resistance, and we have runes. So these are basically spells for dwarves. We have the plus 30 armor in an area for units. Wrath of Ruin causes an explosion. We'll be seeing these plenty as I use them. And Rune of Speed will buff an ally with speed and melee attack. Lovely stuff. Finally then, Half. Wrong one. Didn't click him. I mean, I could, to be honest, there's this nice UI up here. I could click him up here. You also have 75%, just like King Lun, and you do decent damage, and that's really it. There's nothing to shout about, is there? Okay. I think we ought to have a battle, didn't we? Because I've talked rather a lot. Obviously, this is going to be a complete whitewash. We're going to absolutely destroy them. But I'm going to fight it anyway because it's the first battle. And we all want to see lots of orcs getting shot. Okay, chaps. Right. So, of course, they've got 2 sets of wolf riders. Bunch of orc boys. Take a quick look at them. Looking lovely. And then they've got an orc war boss as well. Not too worried about any of that. Of course, we don't really want these wolf riders getting on top of our rangers or anything. I'm sure we can prevent that. I don't really have a plan. We don't really need a plan. I think what I'll do, though, is I'm actually going to put some dwarf warriors on the flanks just to go and sort of deal with the wolf riders. I'm not even sure if we really need to split up here. Maybe we'll just do one click. And I'll probably put these guys facing outwards so they can go and intercept the wolf riders. We'll put the rangers back here. We don't have to get too technical with this. Gonna have a look at everybody in a sec as well. Belegar in the middle. But we do want our engineer somewhere where he can shoot. I suppose that'll be fine. We'll have our support specialist, and then I'll put the 2 kind of melee lords just on the flanks to shore that up. They can vibe out over here. They'll be fine. Is that everybody? It is. Right, let's just have a quick look before we start. Obviously, dwarf warriors. I do like the Clan Angren colours. The sun is not being kind to us here on this side. Will this help a bit? Not really. Trying to change some graphic settings. The lighting's a bit dodgy in this. It's obviously a bad time of day. Our ghosts looking very menacing. Our miners, of course, with the candles on their heads, looking very, very nice. It's good to have dwarves back in the game, man. I don't know. Hammerers as well, one of my favorite units. The sun is better from this angle. Really, really cool. And of course, Belegar, we've already seen him about 1,000 times in the build-up. And the Rangers as well, with their very nice blue cloaks. Very, very good. All right, let's start the battle. We don't really have to get too complicated here. You can fire away, sir, as you will. In fact, you know what? Nah, I was tempted to move the Rangers over to shoot at the Wolf Riders. Not really necessary. Are they even coming? You coming? Oh, they are coming. We can just chill out, let them come to us, put some holes in them. And that'll be that. I do want to experiment with battles a bit. Obviously, this first one's going to be really simple, but I might do some that are just replays. Maybe some with more, if it's an exciting battle, maybe I won't even, like, talk over it too much. We could have some dramatic kind of, you know, replay battles. It would be kind of cool. All right, opening fire then. I'm not too worried about these boys, whatever they've got in stock for us. I could, in fact, blow them up with this. Why are they all coming into the middle? They really want to. You really want to try it on with the hammerers, do you? This is going to be the rune of Wrath of Ruin. There you go. Kill a few with that. All right, lads. Don't chase. Don't chase. They're both routing already. Maybe we didn't need the flanks after all. Let's move our ethereal lords out, because we might as well come and get involved. I mean, I'm sure they'll come back. I should probably just bring you. I don't really want you in melee, to be honest. Let's entrench one of our range units. They do more damage. Belegar, let's give melee. It's actually not just for him, so we're giving melee defense to these guys nearby. And we can actually go. It looks like the Lord's coming straight for us, so we'll just go ahead and activate Revenge Incarnate. And you guys, I mean, there's not that many enemies, so you might as well all kind of bend round. We'll find something useful to do. You can just engage. You're going to engage there. Just make sure you've got a better angle to shoot. These are only minus... Oh, they are coming back. Look. Sods. Maybe I'll shift... I might... Oh, no. I've just entrenched you, so you can't move. You're there. Okay. Jolly good. Should be an easy win. But let's see Belegar from the good light angle. Nothing to do with me. Just the lighting engine just hanging out. Okay, that was anti-climatic, wasn't it? But... Come on, Belegar. See him off. Should have our ethereal lords working their way through. We've got to wait for the internal rune cooldown before we can use anything else. Looks like we have caught the Wolf Riders over there. Are you shooting in this gap, sir? Of course you are. Bang. They seem to have succumbed to fear because of our ethereal lord. And he's already running away. We barely even got to see anything happen because we're absolutely murdering them. That's fine, though. So we actually, I think what we'll do is we will go ahead and buff with the rune of speed, get everybody's speed up so we can do more damage, and we'll just chase them down. Wolf Riders are coming in for another charge. I am not really concerned. And there's the victory. Very simple. We knew it would be simple. Going to be probably the least exciting battle we have in this campaign. Good to see everybody on the map, though. Good to see dwarves again. I think we will just kind of... we'll chase down what we can. What can we do here? It's all a bit of a mishmash. You're still chasing him down. You're welcome to get the kill. Let's get the Rangers. Can you maybe just chase them a bit? We can do Wrath of Ruin in 45 seconds. Not really necessary, but we can speed up a bit. I just want Belegar to get the kill. Can he do it? Oh, he hit a tree. Get him. Oh, you hit the tree as well. Well, that's a shame. Obviously, the engineer is also shooting in this direction. I don't think you've got the speed, have you? We can use the Oath Stone for no reason. We can nearly use another rune, but it's not going to be speed. So I think we'll go for a cheeky Wrath of Ruin and see if we can hit these guys. Is that going to be too far away? Oh, it is. Oh, they've slowed down because of the hill. Oh, you hate to see it. All right, fair enough. We don't need to catch this guy. Easy win. Let's get back to the map and get on with the campaign, shall we? Decisive victory. I tell you what, the hammer has got some work done. 134 kills. Mine is not bad either. 62. We did some work there on the poor orc boys. We get 66 gold. Okay, I kind of hope for more. Experience for Belegar is nice. And then we can either have 2 turns of those buffs, control, growth, income. Or we can actually take 25 oath gold and 289 treasury. I'm going to take that. Execute and loot. We do actually kill the army. We did enough damage. And that puts us really close to being able to forge an item. 25. We only need 30 to forge like a base item. Belegar gets a skill point. Let's be honest with ourselves. We've got to go for Route Marcher. The extra movement, even though it's only 5% these days, you've just got to, haven't you? You've just got to have it. I'm not really sure where we want to go for him. I would love to make him a stronger warrior with his personal tree. I think we're going to have to take some of his special stuff up here, though. Vigor loss reduction, 15% is nice. And I'm pretty tempted to go for the kind of king, great leader of dwarves idea and go in this red tree and get some buffs for our units. I might do that. Right, we can actually go for another battle, though. We haven't talked about what we're doing with that, but I'll probably do that after. Because we can go straight into Carrick Buffdar. And it's going to be a close victory, apparently. Obviously, it's going to be a settlement battle. New to Warhammer 3. I'm sure we can do it, though. All right. Lots of gobbos. In fact, almost entirely gobbos. We should be able to do this. I think we'll take a bit of damage, but I think we can do it. Let's hop in. Okay, so I actually just turned... This might seem really bright, but look how dark the rest of the map is. I literally just increased my brightness because it was so dark. And at least now we can see the shadowed bit. I don't know if that's intentional. It's really, really dark. So we're just going to turn our brightness up for this battle because, I mean, who wants to not even know what's going on? Right. What capture points have we got? One there, main one there, and one there. So we've got 4 minor ones. Of course, in settlement battles, any defenses they build around a capture point, they'll be destroyed if you capture the point. And we also get a stacking buff as we take more capture points. So I do want to split up and try and take all of them. I'm not sure how I want to do that. Whoops. Let's set up. Let's get some dwarf warriors there. We could push up there, although that doesn't lead... Do we want to, though? Push through there anyway and go straight for the main objective. What if we did it with the rangers because they have store? That's actually cheeky, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to try and see if we can get rangers to sneak up here. And I might do the same here. Or here. Okay. Trust me, I'm a genius. So we've put these dwarf warriors down. We probably do want to approach in this direction with at least 1 unit and probably... Well, we'll do the lords afterwards. We've got 1 more unit of dwarf warriors. We've got the hammerers as well. I want to go in there. We do have... I'll tell you what. Let's take hammerers here. And I think we'll... I've found in other... I've done this map before and they stack... In my experience, they've been stacking this quite a bit. So I'm going to put these 3 units here. Let's give them King Lun. Oh, they're in Vanguard. We'll tell you what, the King Lun can go with the... Oh, the hammerers don't really need him, though. No, he can go with these. He can capture them up. Capture them? He can catch them up. What shall we do? Let's have... You go with these guys. Gonna have to split our attention a lot. Probably be a bit of pausing. Maybe we can send you there with Belegar. And then we've just got 1. I thought I put the other... Did I move... I moved the same unit of rangers, didn't I? Dumbass. And what have we got left? Oh, the runesmith. Who do I want to send him with? Maybe this unit? Do you know what? I actually think the runesmith would be better with the miners. Maybe I'll just send both here. Let's send both there. All right, let's start the battle. I'm going to pause immediately. Goblin archers, wolf riders, and some goblins. We've been spotted here, so we didn't get the sneak entrance, and they have put some forces here. The good news is, though, that we are about to shoot at them immediately, so we'll let that one sit for now. And we do actually have some defenders there, even though they haven't seen this unit. That's all right, though. Have they not defended this, then? Doesn't seem like it, so let's bomb rush in there. And what about the front? They have got the leadership unit here. That's fine. You guys go and engage. We'll just move you up. And it looks like they haven't defended this point. They've got Orc Boys up there. Obviously 2 units there. So we should be able to just go and grab a couple of points quite easily. Let's have a go. We're going to unpause. There's going to be a bit going on.
Descendant of Lord.
I never really use unit control groups in Total War. I'm not really sure why. I just kind of don't. How are our rangers doing? They're not really sure what to do. Just go into slow-mo for a minute while we just get on top of everything. Okay, you're going to start firing now, presumably. Yep. They don't like that. They're leaving. Let's move up. All right, hold on. Slow-mo again. Let's make just when you have to go around a lot of areas, I don't want to like do something really stupid. That's actually good. They're going straight into his angle. You can just feel free to shoot at them. We'll get the melee defense as they get closer. You guys are walking in for free. We can go full speed. What's the worst that could happen? We haven't really brought anyone this way, but it doesn't really matter. What's happening? The wolf riders have run away, have they? Just go after these then. Wolf riders have gone back. What's happening here? Nothing. Let's move up. Don't forget, of course, let's have a look. What have they built? They've built a tower here. They've got a huge range, these towers, and they do a lot of damage if you don't crack on and do something about it. So that's something to keep in mind. We are going to be taking damage. What I might do... Ethereal against Gobos, I'm not even worried. I'm going to send him in Halcon half on his own. And we're just going to let these guys capture that point. We do want it as soon as possible, though. And now we're in combat here. Let's pop the Oath Stone to get melee defense up. Get the attack damage thing for him as well. Come on, Belegar. Oh, yes, the flying kick. Love it. Absolutely love it. Engineer just firing for free as well. Are you going to fire while we're here? People are dying on the other side of the map and we're here watching you. Look how much damage these miners have taken. You're not even firing. Can you not see them? Oh my goodness. Right, what's happening? Stop the count. Why have we taken a whole bunch of damage? I don't know. What rune should we use? Probably just armor, honestly. We don't really need the Wrath and Ruin rune right now, so let's just armor up. And let's see these hammerers have a nice time. Come on, lads. It's only gobos. We have acquired a capture point. Right, come on. Let's go and catch up with everybody. These guys are basically running scared. I'm going to opt to charge the weakened unit into the back of them. What's happening here? They're building some fortifications to not let me in, which is kind of rude. They haven't built them over here. There is a tower there, which is kind of sad. We can't really get through here. You're in combat there. I could shoot the tower. I'm not sure how well these guys will do against it, but we could do that. We've got to go that way either way. Or we can destroy that fortification, but that's going to be a pain. We're now capturing this one in a second. Like to get that one. Oh, it looks like you guys are going to have to engage here. I'm going to put you on guard mode just so the back ones will keep shooting potentially. How are we doing here? They are running scared. I don't really want to chase them. What I might do is leave the engineer on it. Let's go capture this point. The sooner we get these points, the better. You can see now we're getting momentum because we've taken a point. Currently only a small melee attack and leadership buff. Well, and vigor reduction. Vigor spent, I guess, reduction. But that is going to stack up as we get more points. I do have a unit actually coming into flank here, which is kind of sad. Pickaxes into the back of these, they're not going to enjoy. Come on, lads. And it looks like we are going to get flanked here, which is kind of a shame. Bring the ethereals over. Let the miners chase these down. We've taken this point. We have taken that point, so we're now a little bit higher on our buffs. Turn around. Fight them. Okay. Let's check in on everybody. I know I'm pausing a lot. I just, when we're fighting in all angles, I don't want to let something kind of get out of control while I'm not looking, if you know what I mean. You can see the rangers fighting these goblins. Actually not having a great time. Have we taken this? Yeah, come here. We're kind of struggling a bit over here, you know. Hopefully we can win out. The tower's probably firing at us and I'm not really paying attention. How are we doing? Can we maybe shoot that? We'll win here in the end, I'm sure. Okay, is that another capture point? Yep, this tower is destroyed because we have this capture point. Would love you to get in the middle, but they're building a fort. Actually, it's just a pylon, right, that gives a surrounding buff. So we can walk up there. And I'm going to be cheeky and say, let's do it. Looks like these goblins are going to ruin my day slightly. I think you should keep chasing them. I thought you'd come back and attack my engineer. Hopefully he can win on his own. I'm not overly convinced. Looks like the rangers... How's it going, chaps? You do have axes and shields. Well, don't worry about putting them in the book. Worry about killing them. Getting some support over here for our poor Halcon half. Come on, lads. Let's get in there. We can't be having this. There we go. I'm sure we can win that in the eventually.
Kill the off-splitters!
You're still... I knew they would turn around. That's typical. Okay, we've actually got 4 points now. Oh, because we got this already. Perfect. So that's that tower gone. I'm a little bit concerned about this. What I might do is send them there. Just get you out of the way, but we'll send Belegar there. You're moving in. Okay, we're about there now. We should have another rune, actually. We do. We don't really need it, which is a bit of a shame. Let's get them up into here. Let the hammerers chase these down. We don't really need to chase them. The battle's pretty much won. These poor archers are having a rough time. All right, how much damage are we doing? Oh, we destroyed it. Well, that's pretty good then. Let's get in on these, and then I'll use the Rune of Wrath and Ruin. We're being shot from there, which is a bit unfortunate. Oh, that unit's gone that way.
There's nothing I can fix.
All right, well, you might as well go there. There it is. Perfect. Right, come on. Let's get to the middle. We're about done. They're going to concede before we get the middle. Got a nice little momentum buff stacked now after taking 4 out of 5. Just basically this unit. How are our rangers doing? Are they okay? Actually, no. The rangers are mega dead. We left them to it. It's not gone well. I honestly thought a unit of rangers could deal with a unit of gobos. I don't actually think we're quick enough to escape either. That's the worst bit. It'd be really kind of a shame to lose that unit, but there you go. We learned a lesson. How are the hammerers? Well, we're about done, aren't we? We just need to take this middle point.
War of vengeance. Are we ready?
Make sure none of them come back. Of course, we are on hard difficulty, but... Yeah, sugar, that unit. I hope they're not dead. Hopefully they escape. There's a lot of dead rangers here, isn't there? Alright.
Battle ready.
Well... Oh, there we go. They broke anyway. Hopefully this unit survives. Get some more kills. Okay. So basically, pretty simple in the end, but we took way too much damage on this unit with our silly strategy, which didn't work out at all. I honestly thought they'd be able to beat Gobos one-on-one. It was not the case. Never mind. The city is ours. Okay, our first settlement conquered. Not in the most glamorous way. These poor rangers took a hammering. They did get 110 kills, though. Then again... Alkenhaf got 110 on his own, so fair enough. Bit of experience for Belegar. We are going to occupy, of course. We are not going to sack it or anything. And there we go. The rightful king, your kin, entrenched deep within Carrickhearn, have received word of your grit during your expansion. They hail the rightful king of the Eight Peaks and offer their loyalty and aid for your mission to reunite the everlasting realm. We are going to take this. Obviously, we don't have to. But we are going to confederate. Of course, the downside is we are now going to leak some cash. We do, obviously we finished that mission, and we've secured the province, not this one, but the guys we've just confederated with, they own Carrickhearn, which is the Black Mountain. So Carrickhearn and Migdal Vongal Barak. Don't ask me to say that ever again. We're not going to put too much focus on this, but the main issue is, of course, we are now hemorrhaging cash because we have got this army. What you will notice, though, is it's a lord and 7 units. How many spaces have we got in this army? 7 units. Therefore, we are going to bring these units over, put them into this army, and then disband this lord for the time being. I'm sure Alaric will find a way back one day, but that is the current plan. So I'm actually going to immediately move out. What I'm going to do here is I am going to demolish this building. You'll notice I have a vague plan because I have actually played this bit in a little test. We're about to run out of my pre-plan, though, and then we're screwed. Back here, we don't really need to upgrade this barracks. Reason being, we're about to have 20 out of 20 units, so there's no reason to... We're not going to be recruiting more for a little while. Therefore, we don't need to rush and upgrade this when money is going to be tight. What I do want to do is I want to get a watch room here to increase our garrison. We've got enemies on all sides. I definitely don't want to have to be trying to take this back after losing it. So we're going to increase our garrison at Sarik-Zil. At Bufdar, I think I'm going to build the woodman's hut. Obviously, we got lumber here. Timber. We don't have any special resources down there. But here we have timber. I think I'm going to do it. As I said, diplomacy is going to be important. I am going to want to get some trade deals. Our first skill point then. I think I might take obstinacy for the vigor loss reduction. Actually, no. I'm going to take this first because it actually gives experience per turn for units. Then we'll probably grab that and then come back in here and get some buffs. Lovely stuff. You know what? He didn't have any items, this guy, does he? No. All right, so we're going to bring him over. Next, we're going to replenish for one turn. It's going to be kind of sucky getting these guys up. But then we're going to move out and meet him. And then we want to go straight into Carrick-Izor and take this before they have a chance to build up. That is the plan. We do have a commandment available for this province. Public order is going to be the main problem. So I am actually going to take Venerate the Ancestors to get 4 control and -3 corruption, just to take the edge off this a bit, because -12 is a problem. Hopefully we can sort that out relatively soon. We do have to be a little bit aware of Vicious here, but I think we could take him if we had to. Final thing then, before we earn turn 1 after like 50 minutes of me talking and not doing much. Diplomacy. Obviously, lovely in Warhammer 3, we have this quick deal option, so we can quickly see who will do what. Carrick Norm will go into a non-aggression with me.
Yes.
Border Princes will trade with me. That's actually really big for me, so I'm going to offer trade and military access. We already have non-aggression with them.
As you say, sir. Onward.
I probably will take Carrick Norm as an ally. Oh, whoops, daisy. Wrong button. Oh, and then we can trade with them as well. Brilliant. And military access. perfect.
Sigma's will.
Aveland,
The Empire.
obviously, defensive alliances we're not bothered about right now.
Yes.
How much would it cost? Balance the offer. 400 to get a non-aggression pact. They're already trading with Zufbar. I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to spend 400.
Fine.
Just to start raising relations with the Empire. I don't know about Balthazar here. Can we... What would that cost? Hopefully about the same. 500. Then we're starting to really... Then we don't really need the money just now. You know what? No, I'll wait. I'll wait for that one. It will come on its own. It will come on its own. Right, let's end the turn. We do need to end the episode. We've spent the whole episode on one turn. Normally I will edit end turns out, but I kind of want to show you this off, how it is in Immortal Empires. It's not bad at all. 274 factions currently. Okay, 273, 221. Rip those guys. But it's not too bad for an end turn. I don't mind this. Not too bad at all. It looks like Vicious Gobspit went away, which is great. We now have the Woodman's Hut, so we're going to earn a bit more money, but of course we are still hemorrhaging for the time being. But that should change. I will stay in our territory this turn, just on the edge there, because I do want to replenish a bit more. And then we're going to come over and we're going to give you some normal warriors with great weapons. Does what it says on the tin. Thunderers, i.e. rifles, brilliant. Some normal quarrelers, which will just be crossbowmen. And a grudge thrower, a unit of grudge throwers. Excellent. And then I'm going to disband you. And suddenly, we're now making money again. Not a lot, but some. I'm going to wait in there for this turn. Now that we've destroyed the barracks, I didn't really talk about it. I destroyed the barracks because we're not going to be recruiting anything in this province. And I'm actually going to take the iron mining pit because we have iron in this province. That's going to add to our trade deals. We're going to be selling more goods. We're going to get way more money in for each trade deal that we have. Also does give 100 income on its own and reduces the recruitment cost for dwarf warriors, longbeards, slayers, and miners. That just cost 1,000, but that's fine. I didn't really talk about this. Obviously, yes, it's timber, but it also gives 100 income. And it reduces the recruitment cost of all the ranged units, essentially. Well, not all the ranged units at all. Dwarf quarrelers, rangers, bolt throwers, and grudge throwers. Very good. Let's keep an eye on what everybody else... There you go. Look, Aranessa has already taken this place. And Scrag has taken this place. So before we know it, things are going to get really intriguing. Shall we... What's the deal with the Wood Elves?
Who calls?
They're not thrilled. We can actually get... non-aggression with Vissenland. Who did we get it with then?
Petty grievances from that book.
All right.
Was it Aveland? It was, wasn't it? It was Aveland we already got.
So,
Trade deal, no.
now,
What's happening, Wood Elves?
the hunter.
Well, they don't like that we made a treaty with Carrick Norn. That is unfortunate. I'd like to get on their good side relatively early if I could. Okay, let's end turn again. Oh, we got a follower, a stonemason. So in the local region, mines, iron mines, gold mines, and stone quarries will get plus 8% income. It's a shame that we're not in the same region as our iron mine then. But nice follower to have. By the way, this guy's name, Nobbert Manflayer. Great guy. Great guy. Okay, we actually have a skill point for our ghosts. I do need to end the episode, but I'm just not doing it at the moment. So there you go. It is what it is. Nothing can be done about it. Before we do that, quick check here. Tilia are happy to have a non-aggression. They'll probably trade as well. Yeah, and military access. I'm not sure they're going to be around for much longer because Aranessa now has taken the next place as well. That's not looking good, is it?
It is time. Yes.
They only have an 11 garrison. Oh god, we're going to have some problems down there. We really are. Okay. Let's do our skill points. I'd love to take more combat-orientated stuff. Flash bomb is great. Lovely little hex for enemies. Totally reduces their defense and speed. But I think I'm going to take some of these, especially boost income for the local region and mobility as well. But let's get boost income. King Lun has spread control, which is going to be good, but I kind of want to get training first so that we're quickly getting the benefit of extra experience per turn for our units.
What?
Scouting and cleanse corruption. Do you know, I wouldn't mind more magical items. We could just sack it off with him. He does have either hardened armor, which increases the armor of your army, or sharpened weapons, which increases the melee and missile damage of your army. You have to pick one or the other. That's going to be good. But I think getting some items is actually going to be pretty amazing, because we do have a few heroes we need to equip. So I'm actually going to go scouting. And then you also have training and spread control. So we're going to take training. Let's get a bunch of experience, level up our units. That is going to be the play. We're actually reasonably replenished. It's just this unit. And we're going to rock up. We're going to rock up. We're not going to do this today, obviously. But I am going to start the siege before they do anything else. It's currently Pyrrhic. Pyrrhic victory. We don't need any rams because we've got miners. Oh, it's this map. Gate there. Maybe another gate there. And we've got the other side as well. So I'm not going to build any rams, any battering rams, but I will build some siege towers. Maybe just 4. Obviously, you get 2 per 2 turns, get 4 siege towers. I think that's probably the play. Nothing too crazy here. They do have some trolls. But mostly just orc boys and gobos in this point in the game. So I'm not too worried. We'll just continue the siege. At least that will stop them from recruiting anything else. And then next episode, we can go in on them. You know what? Let's be cheeky. Let's eke out one more turn before I say goodbye. Oh, excellent. Well, we got our first little buff to our income, which is great from the technology. We're going to go straight into dwarf treasuries and get the 10%. Okay, everything else, I just want to check diplomacy. And then next episode, we're going to end one more turn to get our second set of siege towers. And then we're going to go in and we're going to kill them all. They are taking attrition, of course, because they're under siege. I don't really like that, especially when it's against me. I don't really know why they changed it. Obviously, in Warhammer 2, I've just punched my keyboard. In Warhammer 2, you had a certain amount of time before you started taking attrition. For whatever reason, in Warhammer 3, they've done it so that you just take attrition immediately, as if you have no supplies. Even though you have 1,000 supplies to build towers with in the battle, apparently there's no food. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. But anyway. Let's just check diplomacy. Can we do anything? He's getting mad. Like, what's your deal? Why don't you... I guess he's just not as impressed with us anymore. I think once we take this place, he might be a bit more agreeable.
King in the wood, you do well to kneel before me.
Oh, I can't even balance the offer. We don't have enough money. Okay.
The Empire.
All right.
One rug.
Okay. Nothing to do then. The camera's been rotated just to confuse everybody. Let's get that back. Somewhere here. How are you? Oh. I thought you would have lost this by now. Border princes are alive. You are alive as well. I'd like to come and help both of these guys if we could. But one thing at a time. First, we need to take our home province, and then we can look forward and see who is going to be the first one to get shot in the face. Anyway, if you're still with me, thank you so much for watching, everybody. Have yourself a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next episode.